Hi, I'm Daniel Madison. Thanks for being here. Thank you for choosing to spend a bit of time with me and Charlie today. I wanted to make this video for quite a few days because so many people ask about my opinion on the current state of the magic industry. And I don't talk about it too much because I don't feel like I am a part of the magic industry. I don't see the magic industry to know what the current state of the magic industry is. But then I started thinking, that tells you so much about the magic industry, about the current state of the magic industry. The fact that people like me, people I spend time with, who are respectable, known people in the industry, practitioners, anybody in the industry, the people I talk to, the people I spend time with who are related to the deceptive practices inside the magic industry, they all feel the same as me. They don't want to be a part of it. They don't want to be a representative of it. For me, it's been about 2 or 3 years, maybe 3 years now, where I have been slowly taking baby steps away from the magic industry to explore things, different creative outlets, different creative practices. And a lot of that was because I felt forced away from it. I didn't feel welcome there. I didn't feel happy. And it was such a shame to see so much negativity. No praise, no gratitude, or at least very rarely you saw or heard someone speaking highly of another person. The competition was disgusting, to be honest. The company that I worked with for over 5 years, a big part of that negativity drove me to walk away from that. The politics, everybody plotting against each other and wishing for the worst for their fellow colleagues, and the constant flow of negativity whenever I spent time in the magic industry was enough for me to always want to be outside of it. As an outsider to it, well, I feel like an outsider now, and I feel like this is where I belong, on the outside of the magic industry. And by all means, it is not a way of escaping criticism. You know, criticism is vital, and it's very important for people like me, for people in our practices, for people who practice with sleight of hand, magic, the development, the creation, publications and teaching and sharing and advancing the art of magic. Criticism is vital. The magic industry, from what I saw, it was never criticism. It was never felt like criticism. It was always just negativity and horror almost. And I'm not talking about me. I don't know if I still am, but I was certainly at one point the most hated person in the magic industry. I don't care about that. I'm not talking about me. When I researched people and looked into new artists, existing artists, to study and learn from them, what I would find would be constant negativity about everybody. And it came from places like the Magic Cafe and all these little communities. And I think magic and magicians and people who get into magic, I think 90% of them are completely insecure. So getting into magic is a way of getting around that. That's a whole different topic for a whole different video. But that insecurity and the competition and the mindset of, if I knock that person down a peg or two, that means I'm a step above them. The amount of political nonsense that I've had to listen to and be dragged into over the past 6 years of my career. Not the past year, maybe not the past 2 years, but certainly when I was in the heart of the magic community, it was just horrific and it was horrible. It made me not want to be a part of it. In a really positive way, I like to hope that all other industries and all other practices experience the same thing, because I hope that we're not the only ones. I hope that magic isn't just the only one. overall, there were many good things about the magic industry, many good things, but overall, it was such a negative and horrible place where you didn't have freedom to develop and create together without trouble and without people trying to upset each other, and without that negativity. It's sad that I find myself sat here every time I try to talk about the magic industry and my experience with it. I'm always reporting negativity, trying to summarize or encapsulate into a sentence or a small piece what the magic industry is and what it stands for and what it means. It never comes off as a good thing because it never was a good thing. There were a few incredible things I took from the magic industry, but overall it's always negative. So this is one of the reasons why I don't like talking about the magic industry and the communities that were there, and it was just also horrible. So the current state of magic, I don't know too much about it. I like to hope that it's improved, and I certainly didn't walk away from it and leave behind the responsibility to make it a better place. I don't think that the people in there will allow it to become a better place. So my approach to it was to take myself out of that situation, and so that I can develop myself as an artist, and hopefully people who see me stepping away from the magic industry, that horrible place, would follow, would come with me. And I like to lead by example, and I'm showing people that you can exist as an artist and as a magician and as a sleight of hand artist outside of an industry without the need for the community, without the need for this place that's devastating, the bullying that I've encountered. Again, not to me, to other people, to friends, and to other artists who have had to put up with some horrible stuff because of envy, jealousy, insecurity. Insecurity is the biggest one. Insecurity is the biggest one. So I guess that with other industries and other creative works, they're going to encounter the same thing. They're going to encounter that same thing. It felt like an uphill battle trying to improve and trying to make better a place out of the magic industry, a place that was on its ass, and everybody in it didn't want to lift themselves up, didn't want to help lift the industry. So I felt it better to step away from it and exist as an art form of my own. So I guess by default, because I do magic and because I do sleight of hand, and I like to share knowledge, and I like to help people develop and become good at what they do, one of the biggest lessons and one of the biggest things that I tell and encourage people to do is stay away from the magic industry. This is an art form, and the magic industry prevents it from becoming an art form. The magic industry is a capitalist place where it's all about just making money. It's all about money, it really is. And the industry exists and kind of revolves around that, around the big businesses. Who was it who said this? You want to know who runs this city, runs the town, runs this place? Look who owns the tallest buildings. I guess when you look at the magic industry, look at the biggest companies, and they're the ones who run the place. And I guess we look up to those as dictators, and whatever they say, if they put a deck of cards out and they tell you it's cool, then everybody says, oh well, these guys said it's cool, so it must be. And we're afraid to kind of step up against that. I kind of feel like, from the people that I know and the people that I still talk to, the big companies, the big people don't matter anymore. They don't mean anything. And just take a look at them. Just don't even study them. Just observe those companies and watch what they're doing. Before I made this video, I started looking into the industry, and I started digging in there and going through, and it looks like the companies that make it an industry, it looks like they're like clamoring it looks like they're desperate to keep you there, to keep artists there, and to keep you paying them. It seems desperate. So they don't need someone like me to come along and tell it as it is, because they're doing it for themselves. They're telling their own story. They all seem desperate. Please, please, please buy this product so that we can keep running as a business, as a company. I think, to summarize, that's the one thing. in the magic industry, in the community of the magic industry, there is no art anymore. I like to think there used to be, and I certainly try to ingest and encourage and put in there and stamp in there art whenever I had the opportunity. And a lot of those opportunities were forced because integrity was always compromised by, can this make money? How much money can this make? Can this make more money if it has these bells and whistles on it? So art was compromised, and for me, if my art is compromised by a fraction, it's no longer art. The artists, designers is a good term. You're not artists, you're graphic designers. That's not graphic designers, but some of the people working in the industry designing playing cards don't really have the right to call themselves artists. They're just doing graphic design what somebody else has told them to do in order to make money. The way that we're told to buy products, the way that products are presented to us, and we get excited and we forget the we're pawns in someone else's game. So the industry is, I guess, just like any other industry. I think it's like a chessboard. I don't want to keep talking about this because it's all negative. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like talking about the magic industry, and I don't like talking about the current state of magic, because it's also negative and down, and I try not to be like that. But I just found it interesting from the start how I couldn't give my opinion on the magic industry, the current state of magic, because I'm not in it, and that itself speaks volumes about the magic industry. So I want to end this video not at this very moment, but on some very positive notes, some very, very positive and good things I've seen about the magic industry. YouTube, everybody turned their nose up at YouTube when Chris Ramsey came along and became and made magic, popularized magic on the internet. And for YouTube and online, he made magic a new thing. He revolutionized magic for the internet the same way that David Blaine did for television. So YouTube and how the internet and the social networks are used for magic is a very, very positive and exciting and fascinating thing to watch. It's entertaining, and the development of magic as an art, that being the next step. You'll see people in the industry trying to put a stop to that and saying it's a bad thing, but it's such a good thing. That's the future of magic. So to see all these people turning up to follow Chris's lead, it's an incredible thing, and Chris will tell you the same thing himself. You know, it's good for the art. It's good for the future of magic. What a place to share magic and to share ideas and express and demonstrate magic in sleight of hand. The internet is a wonderful thing for magic. Some new artists that are showing up, and what I find the most fascinating and what puts a smile on my face about the magic industry is seeing new artists turn up. An artist, a creator, a magician, any kind of creative, and they publish something, they release something, book, gimmick, gaff, deck of playing cards, and the transaction is directly from supporter to creator. That is a wonderful thing, just a wonderful thing. To me, I like to look into each one at a time, but to see the creative having full control over what they're putting out there, that's art. That is real art. Even more so when you look into it and realize and identify and see that nobody else was involved, and that nobody else that wasn't supposed to be, should I say, and that the art has been created for the sake of art, and that person, the artist, that creative hasn't looked at this and gone, how can I make the most money from this? How can I maximize the amount of money I'm going to make from this? So that's a very, very positive thing. There are so many good things that I can see, and they all share one thing. There's a commonality in those people, and those people who are doing the best. They're stepping away from the magic industry, and those people collectively are in a way creating a new industry. I wanna say it romantically, like they're reinventing the industry, but I don't think they are. I think they're creating something new, something independent of, something separate from the magic industry. I feel bad about this video as a whole because it feels very negative, but I guess that's just the nature of it. You know, the nature of the magic industry. That's what it is. I implore everybody to dip in and take the good things, learn from the best. Find the best resources, but by all means, don't compromise yourself. Don't ever compromise yourself. Don't lower your integrity. Is the most important thing as an artist. And if you keep your integrity intact, then it can be seen, it can be recognized, it can be identified, and people like me and other people who are like me on the outside, and then we have respect for you. Thanks for spending your time with me today. I'm Daniel Madison. I'll see you next time.